Yo, what is up, everybody? YouTube stealthxknight in the YouTube stealthxknight streaming sanctuary. I appreciate all the love and support on my most recent Marvel's Avengers videos, as well as the countless other views and subscriptions, likes I have been receiving from all you guys lately. It has been absolutely incredible, and I feel like I just have to start off the streams lately saying how much I appreciate anyone and everyone stopping by, saying what's up. A little bit of love is a lot of support, and it goes a long way around here on YouTube stealthxknight. Your average YouTube stealthxknight defending the Avengers game. Your average Avengers defender. I'm no offender. Well, I mean, I kind of am an offender. I used to play offense a lot in high school. I mean, best offense is a good defense, right? At least in my opinion. Yeah, I know I'm talking kind of sideways. No, yeah, your average Avengers defender, YouTube stealthxknight in the YouTube stealthxknight streaming sanctuary. How is everyone doing? I hope you're all having a wonderful and marvelous rest of your day. It's pretty late for me right now. It's the end of the weekend, so I figured I would do a commentary, a late night stealthxknight commentary Fortnite stream. I mean, I was talking about playing more casual public-based matches in my last Fortnite stream, and we didn't quite win any games in ranked, which was kind of unfortunate. We got a bunch of second place games though, so you guys can enjoy that. Yeah, I know I need to get better at Fortnite. I need to get better at a lot of things, but I'm really enjoying myself right here. About to play some casual public matches. Yeah, no, seriously, I really cannot thank anyone and everyone for all the support recently. It's been insane, because there was a time where I was uploading, streaming gameplay, you know, I was making little niche videos, and, you know, that's what happens when you're a very small YouTuber. And I am still a very small YouTuber with a subscriber count. And that subscriber count is in thanks in no small part to you guys, because it's a huge number. Now, obviously around YouTube, if you're not in the thousands or hundreds of thousands, you know, but this number right here, right now, that I'm looking at, and not only for my views, but the subscriber count, the likes across the videos I've been receiving lately, the views, the viewership on some of these streams has been going up. Like, you guys are actually checking out my VODs and stuff, whether it be live with me here now, commentating, or, you know, after when it gets uploaded. And I really, again, cannot thank you guys enough. Yeah, I'm rocking the Absolute Dr. Doom cape, Fortnite Battle Royale, and also I'm trying to just get better streaming. You know, I've really gotten better at it the more times I've done it. So obviously I just need to be more clear and concise with my words and dialogue. You know, I need to talk slower because I talk faster a lot, and I need to look into the camera and talking to my mic. So hopefully I'm doing it all right. And when I'm looking down, I'm looking at, this is me looking at my screen, my face. I appreciate all of the support, and obviously that look right there is me saying what's up to you guys. I appreciate y'all. I really do. The YouTube stealthxknight streaming sanctuary, you know what I'm saying? I was like, is it the sanctuary? Is it the Watchtower? No, we have the Watchtower above us. All right, we are the league. We're part of the league. We got Green Arrow and Manhunter watching out. You know what I'm saying? Running comms and running interference, and the rest of us are out deploying on missions worldwide. Like, no, it's just some nerdy shit. No, but isn't it cool though? Justice League, the animated series, Kevin Conroy, the Watchtower, Justice League Unlimited, the Watchtower, Green Arrow, Manhunter, Flash, Wonder Woman, Hawkgirl, Green Lantern, frickin' Superman, the big guns. I mean, my guns are literally bigger than yours. Mine are bigger. I know mine are bigger, right? You know why? Because the Watchtower, because Nexus, because the YouTube stealthxknight, your average Avengers defending YouTube stealthxknight in the YouTube stealthxknight streaming sanctuary. Again, I cannot thank you guys enough for your support. I know I might just sound like a generic, condescending YouTuber, but I see your views, I see your likes, I see your comments, I see the subscriber count going up. Thank you guys. Thank you. Right? I'm like, dude, do I want to fucking get on in game and stream? No, I got a sanctuary to show up for. Yeah, I want to play some Fortnite. Yeah, I want to grind. I want to play this new season. I want to play this battle pass. I want to play the War Machine. Let's go. Get me on. Yeah, okay, we're not playing ranked. We did ranked earlier. That was the last stream. You guys check that out in the playlist, in the Absolute Doom playlist here on my channel. We got a playlist. That was in the last stream. This one, This one, we're playing casuals. And you can tell it is pubs. You can tell that that is a pub player. That's crazy. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you, for a second I thought I was playing ranked. I was just playing way too much ranked earlier. Yeah, now we're in elite. So we ended in elite. We didn't quite get any wins in ranked, but I ended in elite division. So I'm gonna try to hop on later on today and play some more and just get my rank up. But it's so hard to do in solos, and it's so annoying to do in solos because solo players are just so annoying. Just by definition, solos is just one of the most hard modes in Fortnite, but yeah, it is what it is. You just get better at it. You get better at the elims. Pubs are way easier. Pubs are just so much easier. It's crazy how much more easy pubs are than ranked at this point. And the ranked mode doesn't even stay on 24/7. It like closes at like midnight. Right, like it shuts off, which is kind of dorky. Open that one up. No, I really cannot thank you guys enough for the support. I really can't. Like, that's why I'm like, oh, like thank you. Because there was a time where it's just like, but now that I feel like I have, like, you know what I mean? I'm no big YouTuber. But the number I have here for this small YouTube it's a pretty big number, and I don't want to, like, you know, I want to be responsible to that, right? I want to be responsible to the views that I've been seeing lately. That's why I'm streaming. I want to be responsible to the VODs and the subscribers that I've been garnering. You know what I'm saying? Because that's why I have that number, is because what I have been doing. You know, there was a time where I didn't have this number, and I was doing things a little bit differently, right? I wasn't streaming as much. I wasn't doing as much commentary. I certainly wasn't doing as many videos uploaded. And now I have videos on my channel. Like, there are videos on my channel. There's a few videos on my channel. There's a few videos on my channel, right? We have a bunch of VODs for you guys to check out in the playlist. In the public live section, we have a bunch of streamed gameplay for Marvel's Avengers, Marvel's Spider-Man, Arkham, just straight gameplay. Now, you're probably, you know, I don't know. In my opinion, that is like the cornerstone. That's the backbone. That's the spine. That's the skeleton of this whole commentary operation. Because I want to have more commentaries than I do just gameplay of Marvel's Avengers. And I'm certainly never going to reach that unless I do more commentaries. I've been playing way more Marvel's Avengers, getting gameplay for hours on hours, way more than I have been streaming commentating VODs. And right now I actually like that ratio, that difference, because it's only going to make my commentaries better. It's only going to make the Avengers gameplay more worth watching, in my opinion, and it's going to intersect farther sooner rather than later. Pretty soon you're going to hear me playing the Avengers game live and just yapping over it while I play it, and I'm very excited for that. Seriously, I cannot thank you guys enough for the support on YouTube, stealthxknight. Now, I've thought about this. I really want to get some feedback, but, you know, I'm going to talk about it just until I get more feedback from everyone. But I want to know if you guys would really like me to do, you know, webcam, microphone gameplay commentary VOD streams, or if sometimes just the microphone is okay and you guys are cool with my voice, because you guys have seen enough of my beautiful, humanly, ultramatic average Avengers defending face. No, I'm just trolling with you guys. No, but no, seriously, I am the average Avengers defender. Like, yeah, that's me. I'm your average Avengers defender, right? I'm pretty average. I try not to rage, but I am pretty average in a lot of ways. I mean, I'm only human, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna act like I'm the coolest guy on the planet, but I think I'm pretty funny at times, right? And I think I'm very kind, especially to you guys, because you guys have been so lovely and kind and supportive of everything I've been doing here. See, this is casual. This would never happen in ranked. This wouldn't happen in ranked. Like, why is he just running back and forth like that? Did I just get my elim stolen? Did Rick Sanchez? Fish with lungs, 27, yeah. Jeez. Just pop that kit for whatever it's worth. You know, again, you guys' support has been absolutely... It's really hit me in a spot in my heart, because, you know, for the longest time, I'm like, yeah, I want gameplay. Like, I want the gameplay first and foremost. Because growing up watching other gaming YouTubers and such, I was always obsessed with the gameplay, because I always enjoyed knowing that there was a person pulling off all, like an actual person, right? Not the computer, not AI, no bots, pulling off all these moves and mechanics. And then you start adding in the commentary. Right now it's gameplay and commentary. And then you add in the webcam. And now you can see the person doing it live in congruity, in succession, in continuity, in succession, in congruity with the gameplay, right? So not only am I doing gameplay, live commentary, but it's like a whole thing. It's like a whole thing, at least in my opinion, right? The gameplay, right? Like, and it makes it so entertaining to watch. Like, yeah, I could be yapping for hours on end playing Fortnite, but it's so fun for me. I mean, it's fun for me. It's fun for me. That's why I'm... Brought me a sovereign try. That's insane. I guarantee you we probably win our first game in pubs, casual, just because, like, in ranked, it's not as hard and difficult. You know, I would want to play ranked right now, actually. But the, you know, when I'm playing later in the day and later at night, they shut off the servers for some reason, which is fine. That makes sense. They don't want you on the fucking ranked servers, like, all day, 24/7. You gotta go fucking get a life, these Fortnite players. I'm already look, I'm like cap. I'm cap. Max mats on everything already for some strange fucking reason. What? Like, never happens to me in ranked. I mean, it's ranked. It's obviously gonna be, like, different. Oh, did this person just leave behind the dual micros? Dude, these things are insane, man. These things are insane. I was having so much fun using these earlier. Let's try to win the game now. All right, let's try to win. A win's a win. And then, obviously, in Fortnite, a ranked win is a ranked win. See, there's players in here, like Gold Digger 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But, I mean, you could tell when it's just a bot. If it's like a username, like, you know, fish with lungs and some numbers, that's a pretty bot username. Who calls themselves fish, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm look at my user. Wherever YT stuff. So this used to be my YouTube handle. I gotta be honest with you guys. It used to be YT stealthxknight, and then the capital Y and the capital T, the white, it was just pissing me off for the longest time. So I could switch it back. I'm probably gonna go back to it sooner than later. But for now, it's average stealthxknight. Your average Avengers defending stealthxknight. Ooh, that's the NPC Gwen. But there can only be one. Let's get him. Cue the Transformers music. Cue the Steve Jablonski. Gwenpool. So yeah, Gwenpool got added in with the Fortnite Absolute Doom season. Now that's no coincidence or anything, because there was the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, which actually featured Lady Deadpool, which is really cool. I really did like Deadpool and Wolverine. It was a fun movie. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to say it's movie of the year for me, just because it's like one of the only Marvel movies we're getting this year. You know, but we're getting Venom later on in the year too, which is sweet. I really, really like Deadpool and Wolverine. It's not my favorite X-Men movie. Certainly probably not my favorite Deadpool movie. I saw Deadpool 2 back in 2018 with with my buddies from high school. Now I don't like keep like in contact with them like every day. I don't talk to them like every single day, my buddies from high school, but you know, they're doing good. You know what I'm saying? Like, but from what I know, they're doing good. They're doing swell. And I actually bumped into one of my other buddies the other day. And yeah, we saw Deadpool 2 in theaters, and I'm gonna be honest with you, coming out of Deadpool 1, right? The original Deadpool came out in 2016, right? Same year as Batman v Superman, Captain America Civil War, Suicide Squad by David Ayer, Doctor Strange. So, you know, 2016 was actually a pretty good year for comic book movies, but man, Deadpool stood out just because of like the story, like that love story between Wade and Vanessa, and just how it like got carried through the whole movie. Because the original Deadpool 2016, Deadpool 1, the original Deadpool movie, you know, with Negasonic, Teenage Warhead, and Colossus, like that movie's only like an hour and a half long. Like, it is not that long. It's not like a 2.5 hour movie. Like, it doesn't push Endgame or The Dark Knight Rises or even Zack Snyder's Justice League trilogy. Dude, Zack Snyder, hey man, if you're watching this, dude, please, whatever you gotta do, man. I just need a sequel to Batman v Superman. All right, whatever you gotta do to get Batman and Deathstroke to fight, to get the Justice League to reassemble, go up against Brainiac, Darkseid, the Legion of Doom, Lex Luthor. You freaking name it, Zack Snyder. I'm so excited. But again, back to Deadpool and Wolverine, because we got the Cavalry. See, that's so awesome. We got the Cavalry this year. Freaking Deadpool. Like, of all the people to unite DC and Marvel nerds, it was Deadpool, man. Like, thank you, Deadpool. I've always been a Marvel fanboy. You know what I'm saying? And all the times, every single time I say I'm a more DC than Marvel, I like Batman more than Marvel. Every time I say that, I'm always drawn right back into Marvel. You got X-Men, you got the Spider-Man, you got the Fantastic Four, you got the Avengers, you got Spider-Man. I don't say the Spider-Man, but damn it, we should just start calling him the Spider-Man now. What the flips? No, but Spider-Man is so sick. I don't know who my favorite Spider-Man is, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, Toby's awesome, Andrew's awesome, but Tom really, really set the tone when he joined the MCU. You know what I'm saying? Right? He really set the tone because he captures the youthfulness of Peter Parker. But now that we've seen the origin, he's out of that. He's gonna be in his element. You know, I'm really, really excited for Spider-Man 4, but I just want to see Spider-Man show up in the Avengers movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, Avengers Doomsday can actually be one of the greatest comic movies of all time. Not because you're throwing in Spider-Man and the new Avengers against Doctor Doom, but because the story itself can be that freaking compelling for a character of the caliber of Doctor Doom. Right? And you pit Doctor Doom against the Avengers. I'm talking Ant-Man, the Wasp, Thor, the Mighty Thor, Hulk, She-Hulk, Hawkeye, Black Widow, the other Hawkeye, Clint Barton, Moon Knight. You know what I'm saying? Ant-Man. You throw these guys against Doctor Doom with Spider-Man, Black Panther, Shang-Chi, right? They're going to town. You got Doctor Strange and Wanda there too. Magic anchors. Dude, I'm hyped. Like, there's just no way this motherfucker Doctor Doom is gonna walk away easy, man. This isn't Avengers Infinity War. This isn't Avengers Infinity War. This isn't the Endgame anymore. This is Doom. This is Doomsday. The Avengers are gonna come out swinging. They ain't just gonna let this man freaking waltz around. They're not built like that, especially after Thanos. All right, Kevin Feige, if you're listening. Especially after that Thanos hoopla, alright, all the Thanos shenanigans, where you think my boy Scott Lang and Moon Knight and Doctor Strange and Wanda, you know what I'm saying, and War Machine and Captain Marvel are going to let one slide, and the new Captain America, Sam Wilson, you think they're just going to let that one slide? You think you're just going to be able to pull a fast one on the new Avengers? You can't pull a fast one on, you cannot pull a fast one on the new Avengers, right? I'm not talking about those original 6 Avengers that everyone's been crying and complaining about. Oh my god, bring back Iron Man, bring back Black Widow. No, I want to see the new Avengers, and I always have. That's why I'm doing this video right now, to tell you guys how much I like the new Avengers. I'm talking Ant-Man, the Wasp, Captain Marvel, the Guardians, Spider-Man, the new Captain America Sam Wilson, Wanda, Bucky Barnes, Shuri Black Panther, Elena Belova, Hawkeye, the other Hawkeye, Clint Barton, Moon Knight, She-Hulk. Did I say Miss Marvel? Do I need to repeat Miss Marvel? Do I need to say Miles freaking Morales? Look, I'm just saying, you have to put Miles in Secret Wars for that to be the movie you want it to be. And you don't just put Miles in Secret Wars for putting Miles in Secret Wars. No, you put Miles in Secret Wars because he's an Avenger, because he matters to the story. And I'm so excited to see that play out because, you know, in a movie like Captain America Civil War, it was so easily viewed that a character like Spider-Man and this whole freaking situation, it was so easily viewed that that movie was not it. But by all means, is Captain America Civil War one of the greatest comic movies of all time, if not probably my favorite Marvel movie of all time, like my personal favorite, Captain America Civil War. But in the same token, in the same breath, Captain America Civil War, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? For all its triumphs and stuff, right? Like how many times do we have a movie trilogy like on that caliber, right? Like, it doesn't happen that often that the fandom is united in such a way, right? Because look what happened with the X-Men movies in that third film in Dark Phoenix. People complained, right? Nope, everyone complained about Spider-Man 3 when that originally came out. I'm never forgetting that. Everyone complaining about Tobey Maguire's acting in Spider-Man 3 as if this dude wasn't giving us a world-class performance in a comic book movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look, it's all fictional. Like, this is nothing to do with, but you got to pay attention to the art form and the talent and the work and the effort put in, you know, as you type away and you clack on your keyboards and you're constantly saying things on the internet, trying to crawl up over the other guy because you think your opinion is going to get you more likes to get you with that girl that you've been in love with for 5 years. Dude, it's never going to happen, first off. And second off, Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition 2016 is, like, better than, like, anything I've probably ever seen. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I go out and say that BVS is like better than every Marvel movie, then somebody else just brings up Logan or Captain America the Winter Soldier or Spider-Man 2 and 3, the good Marvel movies, right? But don't come at me with all this hoopla bullcrap, all right? Because I want to see that sequel to Zack Snyder's Justice League trilogy. Right? I want to see Zack Snyder's Justice League parts 2 and 3. All right, the sequels, Zack Snyder's Justice League Part 2 and 3. I want to see those sequels to Zack Snyder's original Justice League trilogy that started with Man of Steel, that led straight into Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, Ultimate Edition 2016, and concluding with Zack Snyder's Justice League trilogy. Beginning, middle, end. Construction with Man of Steel, deconstruction with Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice Ultimate Edition 2016, and reconstruction with Zack Snyder's Justice League trilogy. Zack Snyder, I want you to give me 2 Justice League movies. Zack Snyder's Justice Leagues parts 2 and 3 set in the DCEU, the DC Comics Extended Universe. And I want you to go crazy with deconstruction and reconstruction within those movies, Zack Snyder, because I heard what you said with the Russo brothers in the Pizza Film School interview, and I think to myself, how freaking awesome it would be if we actually got to see some of these movies that fandom has been asking for. Right, like the fandom, we've been asking for this. We've honestly been asking for this, the fandom tax, and we've been asking for something like a BVS, for something like a Zack Snyder's Justice League Parts 2 and 3. I've always been a Batman v Superman stan. I feel like people would always love to spin the conversation one way, but no, I have 2 copies of Batman v Superman on Blu-ray. And I know for a fact a lot of other people out, like, nobody can just say that they have 2 copies of Batman v Superman on Blu-ray. Because who does that? Who buys that? But I did. I'm going to tell you guys right now why I have 2 copies. I got the original Batman v Superman Blu-ray release in 2016 when I was in high school. I was a freshman in high school. I graduated college by now. I'm a college graduate talking about my high school experience. That's how much I love fucking movies. Right? And I'm not fucking movies, alright? I love watching movies. I fucking love movies. I love watching them. Absolute doom. Alright, I absolutely love watching movies. I'm a movie buff. I'm a cinema nerd. Now, oh, I'm dead. Wait a minute. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I can shockwave out. That's insane. I thought I was dead. For sure dead. I thought I was for sure dead. That cactus really saved me there. I have 2 copies of Batman v Superman on Blu-ray. Okay, I have one from when I was in high school, because I got it as soon as the movie came out, like on Blu-ray, because you're never stopping stealthxknight from Batman v Superman. Like, that was never gonna happen in the timeline, like, ever. Like, not once, okay? But yes, okay? Because then Avengers Endgame came out, and it's like, seriously? No, but then, yeah, right, and then, so then years later, right, like a few years later, I'd be seeing Avengers Endgame in theaters with some of my closest friends, right, and it's just like, okay. If I study this material and I learn it like a filmmaker and a student of film, you know, I can land on something of this caliber. Like, I know I can land on a DCEU, MCEU project because I have, like, I have innate abilities. I have innate intrinsic abilities like you have innate intrinsic abilities in Marvel's Avengers. I have that when it comes to story and the comic book world. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why, honestly, that is why I'm always still surprised with movies nowadays. Because I let the story kind of continue, and I let it start and then continue. I let it continue from where it starts. You know what I'm saying? I question some things. You know, some things are off-putting when I'm a viewer, right? Like, sometimes it's hard to kind of stay locked into a movie, if that makes sense. But as someone who's gotten older, watching more than just Marvel and DC movies, for instance, right? Like, other auteurs, other directors, other filmmakers, other storytellers, right? Watching actors from my favorite comic book movies in other projects that have nothing to do with comic books, that are all nonfiction stories, things like that. Dramas, bibliographies, right? Like biopics, right? Like watching those guys and like seeing how the story is handled differently, you know? And while it might be hard to stay locked in at times, I always remind myself that there was a time watching comic book movies and other stuff in comic books and reading other books that those at times felt like a little, off-putting and maybe hard to stay locked in with, but it wasn't until returning to the material. People often, have their own ways and approach to music and movies and stuff. I am someone who likes to, like, repeat the song, repeat the movie, repeat the television series the more I like it. Like, if I've fallen in love with your series, your show, I'm gonna want to just repeat that show. I'm just gonna want to rewatch my favorite episodes and such and such. because of how awesome the show is, or how cool the movie is, right? Like the stories at play, like all those things that you come to think of when you think of story. You know what I'm saying? Like how was it made, right? Like I'm a student of film. I genuinely am. Like I study screenwriting, I study directing and comment and producing and all these things. But I like the screenwriting process. I like the pages. I like the paper that would be given to the actors and actresses. So everyone isn't necessarily on the same page, but everyone has an idea of what can happen, what the potential of the story is. You know what I'm saying? That's why we get such caliber things like Avatar or Jaws or Titanic or Godzilla King Kong, or really, really, really compelling movies, you know, dealing with interpersonal relationships like Parasite, for example, which I personally haven't checked out yet, but as a student of film, you gotta watch Parasite, right? Bong Joon-ho, yo, like, right, like, sorry, I'm mispronouncing his name, but right, like, international filmmaker, you know what I'm saying, with a clearly Asian background, nothing to do with any white or black, you know, he's an Asian man directing, you know, a Hollywood blockbuster in the form of Parasite. The 1v1. No way, we lost again to a jetpack player. We couldn't out-aim him. Our first game on, second place. We're getting danced on by Snow to Crow. Gee freaking G's. I'll take it. I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been playing much Fortnite Battle Royale, like, at all recently. We did just unlock the Doom skin, though. That's pretty sick. Our first game on, second place, and then we get the Doom skin. The Doom cosmetic suit. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. Could we play ranked, though? Is the ranked playlist on? Let's see. We're elite 22%. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe the queue. Maybe you'll get us into a queue time for ranked, but finding matches NA, so we might not even find a ranked match because the timing of it. But we might find a match. Let's just wait. We'll wait. We'll give it a second, and then we'll have to ready up for a casual match if we can't connect. But yeah. No, I'm a huge fan of the material, and that's what makes it compelling for me to return to it, because I get to kind of talk about it. Now, you know, back to what I was trying to explain earlier is, like, you know, being a student of film, I've just appreciated the material more than the action explosion, the superhero comic book stuff. Like, I like the behind the scenes work. I study, like, I listen to and I re-listen to and I watch with subtitles on so I can see and read, you know, what these auteurs are saying. But I love audio commentary with all my Blu-rays. I'm a Blu-ray person. I collect physical media. And it's so fun because when I watch the movie for the first time in theaters, or just for, you know, whatever, when I see a movie for the first time, I just love to fall in love with the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I fell in love with the Avengers Age of Ultron, right? Like, those films, because it was something, like, exciting for me to talk about with my friends and be like, oh, hey, like, look at this. Like, did you see this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what do you think? Like, do you think that, like, is this as cool as, because I think this is the coolest shit ever. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of great visuals, right? We're connecting to a ranked match. Our second, that was our warm-up. I need all the love and support here in the YouTube stealthxknight Sanctuary, all right? We're going in. We got our warm-up game in, okay? And we're going into a ranked game. So we're gonna pop off right now. We're gonna get our rank up. We're gonna pop the freak off, all right? Top 2, top number 1 Victory Royale. Let's get it. But yeah, I really love audio commentary and how they just essentially just go over the filmmaking process and, like, what all the ideas were and some of the most important things and challenges that they had to face when developing the movie. You know what I'm saying? I really like the Avengers, and I really like Avengers Age of Ultron. I've been rewatching those audio commentaries on my 4K Ultra HD Blu-rays. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, I'm a physical media guy. I kind of always have been. Specifically when it comes to movies and my personal favorite movies. I don't have the whole Marvel Cinematic Multiverse Saga 4K Blu-ray, But I have a lot of them, right? I got the Iron Man trilogy, I got Thor the Dark World, I got Captain America the First Avenger, I got Captain America Civil War, I got all the Avengers, right? Like, I collect the physical media because they're some of my favorite movies. Now, we have streaming, but I've always been collecting 4K Blu-rays before streaming, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I mean, really when Netflix was first around, you know what I'm saying? That's when I had already had a lot of my DVDs and Blu-rays. But I want to say towards the end of, high school, when I was like graduating high school, that's when I started picking up more Blu-rays after getting my first part-time job at this retirement home, which is a very awesome job to work. It's like my first real part-time job, you know what I'm saying, like a realistic first part-time job, where I was getting paid that nice green moolah, and it was really awesome because I got to work with some of my closest friends there, but I moved on, like a lot of us did, and well, here I am in September 2024. I'm a college graduate. I graduated a few months ago, back in May this year, right? So May, June, July, August. It's been about 3 to 4 months since I graduated college this year, and like it's really set in because I gotta find a freaking job. I gotta find a job, you guys. And that's sort of why I'm doing this, because I gotta find a job. And I know how to find a job. So I gotta work it. And I gotta keep getting better at it. How do I get better at it? I gotta stream, I gotta commentate, I gotta get out there, I gotta get in front of the camera, I gotta get in front of my camera that I know how to use and work. I gotta use my tools and make my craft. This isn't Minecraft, this is Fortnite Battle Royale, Absolute Doom, the newest Marvel season in Fortnite Chapter 5, Season 4. And that is not important. It is not as important as you guys watching the video, replaying it back with me, connecting with me, my YouTube stealthxknight streaming sanctuary, your average Avengers defender defending Marvel's Avengers, and the YouTube stealthxknight streaming sanctuary. Again, you guys are the absolute best. Like, I really cannot thank you guys enough. You guys show support, and I just like to yap about that. I just like to yap about the support when I go live. Oh yeah, thanks for supporting me, guys. Here's a new VOD, here's a new video. I'm going live. What's up, guys? Like, you guys are the best, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't do this for the donos. And I've been donated before from you guys in the sanctuary. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a list on my phone of people who have donated to my streams before. Because I don't have, like, a counter or anything on my main, like, on my screen or my VOD videos or anything. But I have a list on my phone that I've held on to for a while. Just so that way I can make sure in the future, when I have popped off even more than I've been popping off lately, I can give credit where credit is due. Because that's what I want to. But yeah, no, I can't thank you guys enough. I took a moment right there to look at my list, but I have a list of just users of like usernames of actual people, like their usernames, of people who not only donated to my Twitch VODs back when I used to be streaming on Twitch, because that's what I used to do a lot. I want to say 2 years ago. It's been like it's like 2.5 years since I've stopped streaming on Twitch. I'm gonna let you guys know that right now, and I miss it so much. I miss my Twitch community. You know what I'm saying? I got started on there, and I built a nice small streaming community there, playing Marvel's Avengers and Fortnite and other games and Spider-Man and Batman Arkham. But I had to make the conscious choice to stop streaming on Twitch. I had to stop streaming on Twitch so I could start streaming here on YouTube, and so I could develop my YouTube streaming sanctuary. You know what I'm saying? I just really hope that everyone from Twitch has the opportunity to make their way over from there to YouTube and check me out over here on YouTube, because we got so much going on here on YouTube that really kind of sets the stage for what I had going on Twitch, right? Like Twitch was just like the starting test to see what I could do there, and now that I've seen what I can do on Twitch, I want to see everything that I could put onto YouTube and everything that I could do onto YouTube. In the most congenial manner, in the most respectable way as well. You know I'm not completely family friendly, and I'm always swearing up the wazoo, but dang, like, come on, guys, like, I'm 23 years old. I'm only getting, right? I'm only gonna get any younger, right? You know what I'm saying? This is the youngest I'll ever be right now. Is 23 freaking years old, and it's just, you guys have given me an opportunity, to do this, to really do this, to really do this. Everyone talks about it. Everyone talks about it. And I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it right now. Like, what do you mean? Like, no, I have the count. I have the viewership. I've seen it. You guys are checking my stuff out. Like, who is keeping the lights on here at stealthxknight? Because it can't just be me. And it is just me right now, streaming in the sanctuary with all of you guys just supporting me. You know what I'm saying? I love that. Like, I really do. You know what I'm saying? I want to keep stepping up my game. I want to keep learning new tactics and techniques and strategies for you guys, so I'm just becoming a more and more well-rounded streamer, so that way I'm just as entertaining as possible. I'm not perfect. Made mistakes before, and I'm only trying to be more better and respectable now. I know people are gonna read into that like, oh, what's he fucking done? Like, no, come on, guys, right? Like, I was once in high school like everyone else, and I graduated college this year, right? Like, that's what I've been holding on to, is the idea that I was once, not necessarily like a different, I feel like I'm always the same person. I mean, a lot of people change, but for me, for the most part, I've always been kind of in the same mindset. You know what I'm saying? Just like of having hope and believing and pushing forward. But then I started learning more about the growth mindset, right? And learning how to be less fixated and less hyper-fixated, right? And having more of a growth approach to things, right? I mean, when I applied my growth mindset that I, learned for a little bit at the beginning of my college studies, when I applied, some of these real things my professors were talking about, I mean, it wasn't just happening on my Twitch community streams, but it's happening right here, right now on YouTube, these streams. So, I mean, just have faith, you guys. Keep up the good work, okay? Everyone is capable of something creative. You know what I'm saying? And other people will most certainly not believe you. I know it's a sucky thing to say, but some people just will not see your vision. And that's what's so beautiful about it. Like, I think a lot of people need to understand that. If someone doesn't genuinely see your vision, that's fine. That is fine. You shouldn't try to convince them of it, and you shouldn't be waiting around for them to be, stunned by it or shocked by it when things start to finally happen, okay? Because if anything is anything, okay, just like last year alone, I was like, oh shit, man, like the Marvel, like all these, it was comic book movie vomit last year. If you thought 2022 with the Batman, it just did not stop. We got Spider-Man, we got the Flash, and more Batman. Like, 2023 was insane for the movies, and I was still constantly surprised by the stories, while at the same time dealing with the idea that I'm still trying to graduate college. I'm still trying to, and I freaking did it, guys. I freaking did it. I put the time and I put the effort in. It's huge for me, because I really want to have the ability to do something, to give something. You know what I'm saying? Like, something of value that I know that I really wanted to put my heart into. It goes beyond just me wanting to make a Batman movie at times. Just me wanting to make a Justice. Oh, I just want to make a superhero movie. Because as I've learned time and time again, they're more than just the stories of the people in the colorful costumes. They are more than just the stories of the boom, pow, punch, and kicking. Like, you have to get to the people inside the costumes, is what I've learned. You have to get to the character. You have to get to the person, the very real person, because every character in a movie, whether nonfiction or fiction, you know, those are real, like, characters. Those are real, like, beings on an earth, like on the earth that we live in, right? Now, sure, things might seem hyperfixated, especially when you look at things like the Avengers and all their powers, but I mean, what I'm trying to say is just look at the journey of Scott Lang alone. He's the everyman, right? He's the everyman. He's just trying to get his life on track, you know, be there for his daughter, provide for his family and friends. You know, that thing that any normal man in the world would just genuinely want is the ability and opportunity to provide. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what a lot of us young men, I'm a young man. I certainly am. I don't have any plans to get married anytime soon. You know what I'm saying? It's expensive, first off. You know what I'm saying? You think I'm actually Bruce Wayne, Tony Stark? I'm on a YouTube stealthxknight average Avengers defending fucking budget. I mean, yeah, the Avengers and the multi-billion-dollar movies, and, you know, I could write a multi-billion-dollar Avengers movie, but, you know, why would I do that when I could play Fortnite and write that movie? Nah, I'm just messing with you guys. I'm just trolling you guys. No. I think a Fortnite Battle Royale movie could be done really well if, like, you know, you look at it the way you look at the Minecraft movie. No, actually, no, I'm so serious. We're gonna get a Fortnite movie a lot faster than you think we would because of the Minecraft movies now coming out. But I just hope it, like, okay, I'm gonna give you guys my pitch for a Fortnite movie, okay? You do it Spider-Verse. No, what do you mean? No. Spider-Verse has a unique artistry to the animation. It is unique to Spider-Man and the animation of Miles Morales. Like, it's unique to that. Fortnite, visually, first and foremost, is Fortnite. You're not changing it. You're not... no, it's Fortnite, build, Battle Royale, the scars, the iconic weaponry, the pump shotgun, the pistols, all that. Plus the wackiness of the shield potions and the llamas and the launch pads and all these things. It's all there, but the visualization of it has to go beyond that core element of the animated cutscenes from the original Fortnite game that I'm playing right now and this style. Because look at this. The game I'm playing right now, this Fortnite game that I'm playing right now is beautiful. Like, it's so freaking beautiful. I mean, just this alone, me not having any materials is a beautiful thing because I can farm. You know what I'm saying? The Minecraft movie with Jack Black is going to look really cool. It's going to be very visual, but it's a live-action Minecraft movie. It's a live-action Minecraft movie. That's what they wanted to get away with, is doing a live-action Minecraft movie. I am certainly not telling you to make a live-action Fortnite movie. It could be very, very cool, and certainly, in a lot of fashion, it will be more interesting and more entertaining than the Fortnite movie that I'm pitching. But if you do a Fortnite movie in the fashion of Spider-Verse, you're going to make a fandom so happy of Fortnite. You're going to reignite Fortnite's flame, not to what it was in 2018, but into something new. You're going to want to have cross collaborations. You're going to want to introduce new themes and modes because it's the new Fortnite movie. It's the future. It's fiction. Like, no. You already have Fortnite Battle Royale, okay? Slapchat knows what I'm talking about. The final act of the Fortnite Battle Royale movie is a massive Ocho FNCS closing zone, moving zone, slipstream, neo-tilted, mega city, box fight, pump shotgun, 90s cranking up the wazoo fight, rotating, everything, Fortnite Battle Royale. And the way you get to that final act of Ocho FNCS World Cup champion, ballers rotating tight zones. I'm talking Megan Fox, Transformers, like the original, like that's Fortnite. That's the Fortnite movie in terms of visuals on an animation quality. Like, picture Megan Fox from Transformers in an animated Fortnite movie. You just can't because you don't have that imagination. And I certainly wish I did, but I'm describing it in a hyper realistic way because, I mean, just imagine Megan Fox in your Fortnite movie. It's impossible because she's already done it with Transformers, people. Okay? Like, that's the original supervillain. Okay, is Megan Fox in Transformers. Okay, I fell in love with women men in that day, to be honest with you. Like, I love my mom, I love my grandma, like, I love all, yeah, right, but you know what I mean? Like, I like girls because of Megan Fox. Like, that's just a fact. So, Fortnite Battle Royale, for gamers, it's a gamer movie, right? Like, the blueprint is, like, the most, it's right there. And you know what? In the Fortnite movie, you could update the blueprint. Why it's a blueprint and a pencil in the game, but in the movie, you got a data pack. You got a wristwatch. You can do a lot of things with the Fortnite movie, and the visuals, the box fights, the slipstream, like all of that would seem fun. And what's so great about doing a Fortnite movie in the more animated fashion storytelling is that you will be able to maintain a level of fandom that he outplayed us. Wow. He got us. He's flipping the stairs, closing the wall. That's Fortnite right there for you. That's what I mean by that. Top 8 ranked game. Top 8 ranked game. 0 elims. We did go up, though. A 3% increase. We're going to ready up. I think we can get a new match. Because we got one. That's awesome that we got into a ranked match this late. I think the servers might have shut off by now, but we'll see. We might be able to get another match. We'll see. We'll see. As long as we're queued into this one, we might be queued into the next one. Very, very exciting. Very, very exciting. Yeah, we had the legendary micro SMGs. That's insane. But yeah, I really think, because, like, look at the Spider-Verse movie, for example, right? And, like, how it blew up, right? It didn't just blow up because you're putting in Black Spider-Man with Gwen Stacy, a Ghost Spider, and, like, all the other multiverse. Like, no. It blew up because we've seen Spider-Man over and over and over and over and over again, but the animation is new, right? Like, that style of animation is new for us. So we want to kind of, like, keep watching it, you know, unfold. And then the story and the characters are just perfectly set in place and set up for that story. You know what I'm saying? Like, I actually really, really admire the Spider-Verse for going to the lengths and depths that they went to have Miles and Gwen be the two, the ship. They're the ship leading the charge. You know what I'm saying? It's their love story that is really happening and across the Spider-Verse. And, you know, to me, as like an older kind of guy, you know what I'm saying? I've had my crushes and stuff before, but it's like I have to really kind of look at that for a second and kind of like ask myself like some questions and like, you know, how do I handle relationships? You know what I'm saying? With that one person, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you, right? It's very difficult, but, you know, watching these comic book movies, it allows me to like process that and, you know, kind of take myself out of that lens and angle and perspective. So that way I can kind of like just learn a lesson, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know everything and I'm tired of acting like I do. When I know I shouldn't, but there are times where it's like, you know, like, no, I need to just kind of learn the experience, you know what I'm saying? And that's why, you know, graduating college this year alone was like huge for me because I was really trying to get a handle on the material, because there's no right way, there's no easy way. It's very, very difficult to make a movie that is very, very compelling and consistent across the board. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very difficult to get a lot of people on board with the same ideas. You know what I'm saying? The Marvel movies are awesome because they really, really get people on board with the fantastical, elemental, supernatural, you know, emotional side and social side, you know, of the comic book world. That, you know, it's very, very intersects with real life. You know what I'm saying? That's why I brought up Scott Lang earlier in Ant-Man, because like that alone is just like the most relatable Marvel movie I've ever seen in my entire life. And the dude is shrinking to the size of an ant and growing up to the size of Godzilla in Captain America Civil War. Like, Ant-Man Scott Lang is easily one of my most favorite Marvel characters of all time ever. Like, if you know me, you know I could not shut up about Ant-Man and the Avengers leading up to Avengers Endgame. You know what I'm saying? Because Ant-Man wasn't even in Infinity War. Like, Ant-Man was not present in Avengers Infinity War. He just was not present. Right, but he was in Endgame, and like, dude, like the more I think about the Infinity War Endgame ride, it's like, dude, like, I was talking about this, but like, I just really, really admire Kevin Feige and his whole Marvel Studios team for like going to the lengths that they went to provide the Infinity Saga. Right, like think about that, right? Like, just look at the Avengers movies alone. You get the Avengers, Avengers Age of Ultron, right? When do we see those original 6 Avengers together again? Well, you get Captain America Civil War. That continues like a very major plot line thread of Sokovia and the Sokovia Accords that was set up in Captain America Civil War. Like that is all. Avengers Age of Ultron and Captain America Civil War are very easily connected, and they're both in both movies use like 2 separate casts, if that makes sense, with some characters crossing over, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, Iron Man is in Age of Ultron and Civil War. He's with Captain America in that movie, right? Like, they're, you know what I'm saying? And that alone is like, dude, like they planned it, maybe not perfectly, maybe not perfectly, but as a fan of the comics, like the material, right? I love the animations, the series. Like I like these stories. I like this. I think they did a really good job. You know what I'm saying? I like that Hawkeye and Black Widow have like this really, really strong emotional through line, you know, in the Avengers and Age of Ultron, and then it's just blown up in their faces in Captain America Civil War. They're literally fighting in Captain America Civil War. And then what happens in Infinity War? Well, Hawkeye's not present, but he is in Endgame, right? Like Clint was in Endgame, right? And now it's kind of like dinky in a lot of ways. Like, oh man, they didn't get Hawkeye in Infinity War, but he was in Civil War, right? Like now you know, like the story. That's the story, right? Like Hawkeye's in Age of Ultron. He's in Civil War fighting Black Widow. In Infinity War, the story's a little bit different. The story's a little bit different in Infinity War. So where's Hawkeye? That's a big question. And then we go and see Avengers Endgame. Hawkeye, Ant-Man, right? Like characters pop up, and characters go away for a while, and they pop back up again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like the ever-changing roster of the Avengers, right? Like, Kevin Feige mentions that all the time, and that is always how I interpreted my favorite superheroes as a kid. Now, the Justice League is always going to be consistent with Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern, Manhunter, Aquaman, Hawkman, Hawkwoman, Captain Atom, Black Canary, Green Arrow, Vixen. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a really, really core Justice League team that everyone knows, but the Avengers are always changing with their roster. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're always changing with their roster. And that's something so cool about the Marvel Universe, because the DC Universe has the exact same thing going on at times with the Teen Titans or the New Gods or the Suicide Squad's changing roster. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I really appreciate James Gunn's Suicide Squad films, because, you know, he changed the rosters up a little bit with his movie, right? To give light to his new cast. You know what I'm saying? To give the spotlight to his cast of Suicide Squatters. When with David Ayer, you know what I'm saying? He gets other Suicide Squatters like, you know, Deadshot or Killer Croc. And then you know who James Gunn gets? James Gunn gets King Shark, and Bloodsport. And you know, he gets Harley Quinn as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do like James Gunn's interpretations of Harley Quinn, but at this point, Margot Robbie is such a gem. Margot Robbie is such a gem. She's literally Harley Quinn come to life in a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? I love her outfits in the DCEU. Like, you know, it's like Megan Fox, Transformers, and like Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn. Like, I can't get them out of my mind, like, ever. You know what I'm saying? And whenever I do, they're out of... I don't know how to explain this one to you guys, but I really, really am a fan of this material. And so the transition to gaming and Fortnite, right? Like, how does it all really connect? Well, look it. Not every movie works, and not every movie is perfect. But I mean, if you take the time, you put in the work and the effort, I mean, you're gonna see some pretty damn cool things. I mean, I remember I have a very fond memory seeing Need for Speed with a very close buddy of mine in theaters. Right now, at first, it's like, okay, Need for Speed is a racing, it's a car movie based off the video game, like, that could be cool. But how is it as a movie? Like, how does it stand as a movie? Is it a good movie? Does it have a strong opening to get you to continue watching through the middle for that setup and that satisfying conclusion that will come in the end, in the form of the conclusion ending of the film right when the credits hit? You know what I'm saying? Like, Need for Speed accomplished it. Like, we were talking about, like, Need for Speed is actually a good movie. Like, it's genuinely good, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Fast and the Furious movies are good too. They're great. But the Fast and the Furious movies aren't based off of video games. Like, Need for Speed is straight up a racing video game. You know what I'm saying? So to adapt a video game into a story, right, with, you know, Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad. You know what I'm saying? If I'm pronouncing that. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. That Breaking Bad series is awesome. Yeah, Aaron Paul. Right? Breaking Bad. Right? When you get guys like that on board with a Need for Speed movie, you execute it. It's all execution, too, is what I've learned from filmmaking and screenwriting. You know what I'm saying? You keep coming back to the ideas. You keep coming back to the forms. You know what I'm saying? Legit, some of the best advice that I got for one of my short scripted stories that I wrote this year, about these two guys who get bombarded by SWAT teams in their Las Vegas hotel room. You know, one of my buddies, you know, he gave me some good writing advice, you know, and some good feedback. He was like, look, I see the story is going, and there's a lot of good setup and stuff, but I feel like I don't know who these characters are. You know what I'm saying? And then he felt that I need to set my story up in such a way where we kind of get a little bit more of the character's background history. And I felt by the end of my first and second drafts, by the end of my second draft, really, right? By the end of my first draft, I felt like I had given enough for a short story of this caliber. You know, in terms of like, you know, the character's history and stuff like that. But by the end of my second draft, I kind of got like a better idea as to how I can show that, right? Because again, movies and television shows are all based in action and what characters are doing in the face of adversity, right? Like, what are their goals and aspirations, and you know what I'm saying? And you know, how do they crack the heist? You know, how they crack the code, you know what I'm saying? How do they stop the zombie apocalypse, right? Like, how do they rob the bank, right? How are they successful in the heist, in the time heist, things like that, right? Those are all things that I have to I've let wash over me as a student of film, and because it's washed over me, I'm holding on to it, right? I'm not like washing it. I need to remember that all these things are very, very important to the story, you know what I'm saying? Because again, stories are based in action, you know what I'm saying? They're based in action. No one came to watch people just talk. I'm just sitting here talking and commentating, but you guys came here to see me play Fortnite. The same concepts applies to televisions and movies, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all action. It's all about how do we beat the bad guy? How do I get the goal? How do I get the girl? You know what I'm saying? And once you have that how, what, who, what, where, when, how, and why figured out, right, then comes those twists, right? Those mid-act, the middle act, you know, roller coasters, right? Like the middle act twists and turns, and the twists at the very end, the final reveals, right? That's how those things come into play, because throughout you're zigging and zagging. You're zigging and zagging throughout the movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm using all these hand gestures and stuff, but like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I interpret stories, and that's how you can apply it to, you know, a Fortnite Battle Royale movie. You know what I'm saying? Just start out very strong. Start out with the Fortnite everyone knows in the animation, and then blow it up. Go full-on competitive with the final acts of the movie, really setting into the intensity of a Fortnite match that a lot of my competitive Fortnite players will finally kind of get and understand. That's the setup and payoff. I want to set it up of normal, casual Fortnite Battle Royale in the first act of my Fortnite movie, right? And pretty soon, that casual game becomes a sweaty, try-hard, ranked FNCS World Cup Ocho FNCS World Cup Battle Royale by the end of the film, right? You know what I'm saying? You got players grinding with different players. You got some old goats trying new sensitivities and settings. I mean, you name it. The potential for a Fortnite movie is there, and people just have to see the vision. You know why I feel like people have to see the vision? It's because we're in the year 2024, and we have 5 chapters of Fortnite. And not one of them, at least in my opinion, is going to nothing is going to chop up and top the original Chapter 1, the Chapter 0 map, if you will, with the slipstream that went around the map and tilted towers, right? The classic Fortnite Battle Royale map. But chapters 2, 3, and 4, wow, did they have some good maps. Introducing more of a water-based system throughout the middle of the map that we can swim. I mean, this map alone might be one of my more favorite recent maps. But the chapter 3 map, oh man, I have so many fond memories playing chapter 3. Playing chapter 3 on Twitch. And now I'm here playing chapter 5 on YouTube. So when I started doing YouTube/Twitch streams, I started out on Twitch back in the end of 2019. I started uploading to Twitch more throughout you know, the next year, 2020, right during the pandemic. So during chapters 2 and 3 and a little bit of 4, I want to say, I was, you know, well, really chapters 2 and 3, I was on Twitch streaming, you know, content mostly. But like, I want to say the back end of chapter 3, the back end half of chapter 3 leading into chapter 4, because chapter 4 was 2023. That's all been my YouTube streams. That has all been me on YouTube. And the reason for that is because I just felt like I've been having too much of a fun time on Twitch, if that makes sense. Right? On Twitch, I've been like just streaming. But some of the nodes were a little bit difficult to use in the content creator studio. For instance, and for example, every time I finished a stream on Twitch, I would have to go back and physically highlight it myself. Like, highlight the track and save it to my highlights on my Twitch. And at times, it was fine, but pretty quickly I got really annoyed with it because I don't want to be going back and highlighting it when I just want to end stream. On YouTube, after everything I've seen and done, when I end stream and I click on it, it gets uploaded straight to my YouTube channel. It says streamed underneath, which is fine. Not everything has to be uploaded, but it was streamed to YouTube. It was streamed. That's what streaming is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's live and it's ready for you to interact with. That's what streaming is. That's why Disney Plus is actually so cool, because not only do they have a lot of, you know, Disney is Disney, they have a lot, but they've been really able to capture the space for the fandom. Like, X-Men 97 is legit one of the best things I've seen from Marvel in such a long time, you know, especially for an animated series. And especially after last year with Across the Spider-Verse. You know what I'm saying? And, like, all the drama and stuff that I'm hearing, too, regarding... all the drama and stuff, too, that I'm hearing regarding X-Men 97 with the writers and whatnot. Like, that all just reminds me to be a fan first. You know, like, look, I'm a huge fan of the writers over at Marvel and the directors and stuff, but, you know, like, things get out of hand, and no one's perfect or anything, but we gotta be very careful. We gotta look out for one another. We gotta take care of one another. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, I'm not trying to sound like the most, like, I know it all person, but look, seriously, look, I've got my own things going on, and I just want to be able to have an opportunity, not only to take care of myself, but my family and my friends. And, you know, you guys have all heard the saying, right? When the plane's going down, get your oxygen mask on first so you can help others. I mean, that's kind of how I approach my artistry. I genuinely, look, I'm no, like, song musician or painter, right? But I do dabble a little bit of sketching and drawing. I mean, I have to dabble into sketching and drawing if I really want to be a filmmaker, which I am, so I could storyboard. That's how I storyboard. I do my doodles and I do my sketches. They're not perfect, but they're good enough for me to get the shots that I want. Zack Snyder has the same process. He doodles, he sketches, and then he goes out and shoots. But for me personally, you gotta understand the material. And you gotta look out for one another. You gotta understand the material and understand that the material relates to not only you, but to others, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Look, I'm not trying to get into the business for the user. Like, no, but I was a kid. I feel like I still am a kid watching all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was a tweenie. I was so young, like 4 feet tall, watching Iron Man 2 and the Incredible Hulk, you know? And years later, I'm still captivated by it. I'm still captivated by all of this stuff that I just grew up watching, because it's still in my brain. I'm captivated by it. It's still in my brain. Like, I'm still captivated from being in the theater that many years ago, if that makes sense. Like, that's the power of cinema. That's what cinema evokes in me, is that years after having seen all these comic book movies, right? Transformers Dark of the Moon in theaters, Green Lantern in theaters, you name it. Years, right? The Dark Knight trilogy. And I'm sitting here, and I'm not for 1 second do I want to go back. Because I've already been there. I've already went to the movies with my family and friends. I've seen it. It's done. Great. Cool. No, I want to just keep pushing forward with my family and friends onto something new we all haven't seen. Like Avengers 5 Doomsday. Or Zack Snyder's Justice League's Part 2 and 3. You know what I'm saying? Like a sequel to Batman v Superman. Like, I've been waiting for a sequel to Batman v Superman forever. I kind of got it in Zack Snyder's Justice League trilogy with Zack Snyder's Justice League, but that's a Justice League movie. I'm talking about like a sequel to BVS. Like, just a straight up Batman Superman movie. Which could then in turn be Zack Snyder's Justice League Part 2 and then Part 3, but we gotta take care of one another. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the drama and stuff that I've been hearing too on the net, it's just like, wow. You know what I'm saying? It gets to a point where it's like, is being a fan, me personally, how can I, right? Like, I don't ever for a second want to get involved in the industry of filmmaking and television if the first thing that's just gonna happen is me getting harassed. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, don't be that guy. Don't be that person. All right, and look, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I am not some perfect dog whispering, wisecracking. Like, no, guys. I have made mistakes before. You know what I'm saying? Legit to the point where, like, you know, a lot of these comic book movie villains and whatnot. Like, I really like kind of take a lens and I look at them and I'm like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? Like Ultron, for example, is one of my favorite comic book movie villains of all time, and like, he's literally an embodiment of all the Avengers, like, fears, desires, aspirations, like, into one robot. You know what I'm saying? Like, Ultron is overpowered as superpowered alone for that. Like, just alone, Ultron is one of the most powerful Marvel villains of all time. Just because that he can evoke that level of, like, danger instantly from his presence. And what I mean by that is, look at Avengers Age of Ultron. And that many Ultron bots. Forcing Wanda. Oh, shit. Got a guy coming. That's scary. Oh, he's got 23 on his car. That's scary, dude. It's like a Spectre or something. But yeah, right, and like what Wanda did to Ultron in Avengers Age of Ultron after all that mess on Sokovia, right? Wanda grabs the vibranium core, rips it right out of Ultron. Like, it's just insane. It's like one of the most raw comic book panels I've ever seen in my ever. Like, it's so awesome. Now, not everyone likes everyone else's filmmaker and content creator and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everyone is on the same page with certain things, right? But cinema allows us that opportunity to like connect and to see just how far we've come. You know, not only in terms of technology, but in terms of storytelling. Like, as far as I can tell, every comic movie's story and script, it just gets better, in my opinion. Like, sure, we'll never have another Dark Knight trilogy, but dude, I'm like really taking an L to these jetpack players. It's very frustrating to be commentating when they're flying up all around me like War Machine. Oh well. They do a really good job of like canceling in and doing damage, and then canceling and then doing more damage, and canceling and doing more damage. We're gonna go up. We're gonna move on. We're gonna continue up. We got this. Yeah. Ultron is just sick. Ultron is just sick. Okay? Because not only is Ultron, specifically in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like that Tony Stark adversary because of the quippiness, but Ultron really saw the Avengers as just like this big threat to humanity. So we wanted to wipe the board. We wanted to clean it up. You know, he really wanted to do something before Thanos showed up. If that makes sense. Which is interesting because now that I'm thinking about it more, it's like, what does Avengers Age of Ultron look like had the Avengers been unsuccessful? You know what I'm saying? Like the whole thing about what if and, you know, the vibranium core in Avengers Age of Ultron versus the quantum tunnel in Avengers Endgame. Like, I just love that connective tissue between the Avengers movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always fun to rewatch Avengers Age of Ultron. Legit one of my favorite Marvel movies of all time. The action. Yeah, I just can't get enough of Avengers Age of Ultron. I legit cannot get enough of Avengers Age of Ultron. But then going and watching ahead years later, right? Avengers Age of Ultron came out when I started high school. Like, that movie was out by the time I started high school. I was in the 8th grade, you know, graduating from grade school, moving on to high school. And Avengers Age of Ultron is just like in my back pocket. I have it on Blu-ray. And I'm still talking about it years later because I want that kind of level of filmmaking. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want like that beginning, middle, end. I know there's a lot of drama behind the scenes and actors and actresses and studio budgeting and all these things, but Joss Whedon wrote and directed Avengers Age of Ultron. Like that, like he's got the talent. You know what I mean? Like, and sure, his Justice League movie might not be as great as Zack Snyder's Justice League at all, but the dude's a filmmaker. He can give us some of the best Avengers movies, billion-dollar Avengers movies in the form of the original Avengers and then Age of Ultron, and then he could flop with the Justice League so hard that Zack Snyder's Justice League looks like cake because Zack Snyder is not a Joss Whedon type filmmaker. They're two different filmmakers. But the thing that I've learned from both Joss Whedon and Zack Snyder is that they understand how to adapt the material and bring it to the fandoms, to me, the audience, right? Like, I'm a part of the audience with the fandoms. Like, these two guys, right? And that's the kind of insight that I've been constantly in pursuit of as a student of film. I feel like I've got a good handle and idea of it, but Zack Snyder adapted the Justice League for cinematics. James Gunn is working on DC now with his Superman movie, but he's done Marvel movies before in the form of the Guardians. Now, Joss Whedon, who I was trying to mention, Joss Whedon developed legit some of the best Avengers movies I've ever seen with The Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron, right? It was really hard to top The Avengers and Age of Ultron, But then the Russos came in, they stepped up to the plate, and they gave us 2 more Avengers movies that are just balls to the wall insane. You know, we can talk about the Multiverse Saga all in, day in and day out, and day in and day in and day night. Right? Like, I don't know how to explain this. Day in, day out, night and day in and day out, right? Like, I think that and now I'm blanking. What I was literally just about to say. I was literally just blanking on what I was about to say. But yeah, the adapted materials that both Joss Whedon and Zack Snyder have provided us are insane. I think that's what I was trying to say. Just continue the conversation about why filmmakers like Joss Whedon and Zack Snyder are in such a caliber, and you know how I aspire to be. Like, look, I'm not trying to be them. I'm not trying to be the Joss Whedon or Zack Snyder, but you know, we need filmmakers. You know what I'm saying? We need people who are ready to bring story to people, to be entertaining, because this is life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I certainly needed entertainment when I was, you know, a lot of times. I just need the entertainment. I need to think of something other than this thing over here, because this thing over here is just like it's not really even helping me solve anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys always feel like, I'm not even always, but do you guys ever feel like you have just problems and issues in your life that you know you can solve because only you can solve them? But it's up to you to figure out how to take the blows, how to handle the hits and roll with them, because you gotta learn how to roll with the hits in life. Something that I've learned. You know, I don't want to sound like some motivational, you know, alpha male sigma professional, you know, motivational speaker that's going to tell you guys how to get a fake amount of money in like less than 69 days. But what I'm trying to tell you is that, you know, the passion that I have, and you know, that I see in these other artists and creators, it's like nothing ever. It's like it's unlike anything I've ever seen before. It's unreal, if one might add. You know what I'm saying? If one might want to say, it's unreal. Fortnite Battle Royale, hashtag unreal, absolute doom, and like. It's so fun for me. But we're in ranked. I'm very surprised we're in a ranked game. We can tell we're in a ranked game because our rank elite icon symbol right under elims is right next to our username. So we're in a ranked match. It's 1:30 in the morning for me right now, 1:31, and I'm just trying to think for a second, like, dude, like, I want to win a game, but we gotta be prepared for it. Yeah, no, again, I appreciate all the love and support, guys. I know I've been yapping away, but that's how I keep this whole thing going. Oh, man. I thought I was almost dead to that guy. Like, honestly, I thought I was dead to that guy. He just had the better advantage with the rifling, but I guess not. GG's. For that guy. And that guy only. He had an Avengers chest right here. That's what I was worried about, him getting the Avengers chest before me. But we're chilling. Got the auto turret on deck. Sweet. Alright, yeah, let's try to focus up right now. I know I've been yapping away, but I'm a student of film. That's really what I'm trying to up every shit. It's like, I'm a student of film. I like movies. I like television. I want to talk about this with someone who is like into movies and TV, but maybe just isn't like as in tune with it as I am, because you know, I really like television. Like, I really do. But I want to ask them, which one do they lean more towards? Is that the television binge format, or just a good movie, beginning, middle, end, start, middle, finish? You know what I'm saying? Like, every Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, I mean, it's the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? You know that. But they couldn't just do Ant-Man and the Avengers in like 1 or 2 movies. Like, that's so obvious by now why they couldn't do the entire Ant-Man trilogy, right? Like, no, no, they had to do the entire Ant-Man trilogy while like setting in place very key things within the Avengers movies and the Captain America movies, right? And the Marvels and Captain Marvel, right? Like, there would have been no easy and clear way to do it, but I don't know. I like the idea that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is this mosaic of a bunch of storytellers, because I would like to be a part of that mosaic and draw on the walls like Scott Lang and Captain America did in Civil War. But no, I want to be able to like share some of the ideas and fears and things that I've been thinking of myself, you know? And that's why I like filmmakers like Michael Bay, you know what I'm saying? Michael Bay, like, look, the Michael Bay memes. That dude is an auteur. Michael Bay is a serious auteur. He's a filmmaker. Like, every freaking shot that Michael Bay shoots is literally, like, top tier element. Like, it is legit sharp framing. Like, every shot, like, that's what I'm trying to say about Michael Bay's frames and shots that he chooses. They are sharp. They're evoking. They're sleek. They're clean. You know what I'm saying? Look, all the actresses in Michael Bay's movies are insanely freaking beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So his casting coordinators are just on point. And his main characters are always very compelling. You know what I'm saying? Megan Fox in the Transformers movies, right? I know she's not in Dark of the Moon, but, you know, the relationship between Sam Witwicky and his family and Sam's girlfriend and Michaela and all these things, it's very present in Dark of the Moon, Transformers Dark of the Moon. So in a way, it kind of stings a bit that, like, we don't have the consistency through line with Michaela and Megan Fox, but she's in the original too. She's in the original too. The original Transformers and Revenge of the Fallen, and those two, it makes those two Transformers alone, those movies, like those two Transformers movies alone, like very, 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 like just a unique part in the Transformers lore, cinematically speaking, because we love Megan Fox. Like, the more I remember Transformers, I only remember it for Megan Fox. No, I'm just messing with you guys. No, the Transformers movies are awesome. Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, Ratchet, Sideswipe, Jolt, Skids and Mudflap, Ironheart, RC Twins, like Megatron, Starscream, Blackout, Grinder, like all, you know, the Transformers movies are lit, dude. But Megan Fox has such a clear aura to her that is just like legitimately, like, she is from Cybertron. Like, if it's real and she's from there, and it's just so awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just very, very, I don't know. I felt like the more I talk about that OG Megan Fox, I'm gonna summon a real G Megan Fox. Not stressing with you guys. No, wouldn't that be cool though? If I just told you guys, like, Megan Fox was like my best friend in the whole wide world. I'm fucking with you guys. That's so you guys know I'm streaming late at night. Commentary, gameplay, when I'm talking about Megan Fox, dude. No, but it's so cool. We have cross collaborations with the Transformers, you know, things like that of that nature. And it's all got to be story driven. And that's really kind of what I'm really trying to tie it all together with. You know what I'm saying? Like, me doing this live stream commentary, Fortnite VOD, you know, me uploading this gameplay, me talking about a potential Fortnite movie and, like, my pitch for it. And that, by the way, that is my pitch for it. Like, the final act of a Fortnite movie just has to turn into a competitive Fortnite tournament where everything that you've been seeing up until that point is dialed up to 11. The storm feels like it's moving in 10 times faster. That's because it is, because you're in the end game. You know what I'm saying? Your weapons are weaker. That's because they are, because the enemies have the mythic pump shotgun spaz. Ding, 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 right? Like, that. Ding, 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 ding. That ding, 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 ding. That is what the Fortnite movie should be, in my opinion. Right? Is all the setup. In a, you know, the best way I can compare the Fortnite movie, not only to other animated movies like the Spider-Verse or other video game animated movies like the Super Mario movie that went insane last year. I love seeing that movie in theaters. I think, and I really do think this, I think the gaming experience provides such a unique approach to telling the stories. I really do, because they can go farther than the comics allow them. And the movies have to work within that certain time frame space to really fit it into a 3.5-hour movie. But if you give, like, a television series to one of the best Marvel characters ever, like Daredevil, oh man, like, each episode is going to feel like a Law and Order crime case just dialed up to 11, because now we're watching these heroes pop in and pop off. You know, now we're starting to see the ramifications of their actions, you know, play out in the real trials and things like that of that nature. Dude, there's no actual way that this guy, like, trapped me in storm by landing on the roof and shooting me through it. He's got the War Machine hover jets, though. It's really hard to outplay those things when, like, you're just stuck to the ground. And we went up in top 22. That makes sense, because we got that player in the early game. Off the drop, which is sweet. So we're going to go up. Look at this guy. He's like right outside. I was just taking damage. This guy just flies in his own because he's got the War Machine shit. Good for him. You know, I really, really appreciate all the auteurs. Behind filmmaking, because we get movies like the Super Mario Bros. Movie. We get awesome trailers like the Minecraft movie trailer. And I'm very excited. And this is me needing to give myself a compelling break space. You know what I'm saying? There's these long pauses in between these conversations when I'm gaming. As I'm like zoning out, thinking to myself, like, what am I doing here? What is my purpose in life? And then I snap back to reality and I'm just like, dude, I got this shit, man. I'm YouTube stealthxknight, your average Avengers defending stealthxknight in the YouTube stealthxknight streaming sanctuary. How is everyone doing? You know, like, it's Monday. We're here. We're at the start of this new week in September. It's the end of the first week of September. It's the end of it's the end of 2024's Labor Day weekend week. Labor Day was on Monday last week, and now we're on Monday the 9th. Hope everyone is doing well, you know what I'm saying? Checking out this gameplay with me on Fortnite. I'm trying to get my rank up. You know what's funny is I was actually lower. I was at like 19% in Elite. And after like 3, 4, 5 games, I've actually moved up and around 27%. So I just want to keep this energy and intensity going. Look at this guy. Look at this guy, man. Like, are people prepared to play this level of Fortnite when watching the Fortnite movie? Right? Like, are you going to watch the Fortnite movie and then come home and start practicing these combos right away? Look, this guy's getting shot in the back. And this guy has no Riley Ligger Classic, so he's going to get hit with it. He cannot pull off the Riley Classic like we know him. Look, he's editing out metal walls. That is not the Riley Classic. He's not Riley Classicing. If you do the Riley Classic, that guy's dead in the box fight. That's how you know. Look at this. Now he's running. Now he's pulling a stealthxknight trying to run. Maybe you should have done the Riley Classic. Look at the War Machine hover right back into the fight. What is this? What kind of gameplay is this? Right? You should have done the Riley Classic. Oh, a third party. That's insane. That right there, that's what I'm talking about. There's another player right there too. Where is this guy gonna go? He can't fight anyone, otherwise he's dead. Everyone in the storm is dead. These guys are all dead. Maybe not the other guy at the other fight, but I feel like this guy is just like, he's got to get out now. I mean, we're still readied up. Are we even getting to another ranked game, or is this it? Is this it for the night? Please don't let it be it. I want to get in one more ranked game. Before I go off for the night. Got that Doctor Strange and Wanda shit on. Yeah, I love this background thing. Banner. Background. Because I am a fan of the Marvel stuff. We're in a ranked game. We got in. I was really hoping we would get in, dude. I think it's the zero build playlist gets shut off at a certain time, and then when it can't fill up ranked games in pubs like this, it'll. Which is, I mean, look at there's 82 players in this ranked game, 82 real players, including me. So there's 81 actual other battle royale players in this ranked game this late, you know, this early in the morning for me. So what it got me thinking is, yeah, ranked is just tough. It's built differently. Look, we already got players getting dropped. There's 79 other players. Look at that. People are already dying in the kill feed. 78 other players. 77 other players. That's like the beauty in battle royales. Like right away, people are just going out because when the game starts, the game starts. That guy's going all the way down there to Castle Doom, which is gonna give us more than enough time to just quickly loot this place and get out. I'm gonna go all the way over there for that. Alright, we're doing good so far. Just keep it going. We can rank up. That's the most important thing. We just want to get our rank up. I mean, like, I don't know, I say that's the most important thing, but I know we're gonna get our XP by doing challenges and stuff, but we get our rank up, like, we probably won't have to play ranked as much anymore. Which is always fun. But you gotta pop off. You gotta have good games. You gotta go try hard mode, sweat mode, and start build fight, box fighting kids. Gotta farm up too. Gotta get the materials. But yeah. I mean, you know, it's, you know. Yeah, buddy. So we got the hover jets. Get a burst striker. Very fun weaponry. Yeah, no, okay, but I have to be honest. I've really been enjoying rewatching some of my favorite movies lately. Over this past summer this year. Just to really get an idea for like how insane things can go on the page. When you take it from the page, you take it from the script, the screenwriting, you hand it off to the director, the producer, the cast. You know, they just go balls to the wall crazy with their story. But, you know, one of my favorite Transformers movies of all time, if not my favorite Transformers movie of all time ever, Transformers 3 Dark of the Moon. I mean, like, it just doesn't get any better than that. The action is top tier, the shots are top tier, the story is very compelling, all the characters, the side characters, like, the world feels lived in. And that's one of the most important things about a movie, and is the story's world, you know what I'm saying? Like the world of the Transformers, the world of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the Avengers, right? Like the world. A story's world has to be some of the most compelling things you've ever seen. Oh, wow, this guy is actually one of the best Fortnite players ever. He took no damage. Certainly took more damage to me. I certainly took more damage in those shots than he did with my gatekeeper. Just sending me back to the lobby right away. 23% in elite, negative. Okay, so we're going from 27% to 23%. We're going from 27% to 23%. Whoop-de-doo. In ranked elite. I was actually worried I was going to get dropped out of ranked because of dying that early to Master Yoshida. But it's fine. We're fine. I mean, I am legitimately 23. I was thinking about this the other day when I was driving. I was like, I'm a walking embodiment of the numerical digitation that is number 23. The digitation numerical formation of 23. The numbers 2, the numbers 3, dos tres, 23, because I remember that. Okay, 23. There is 23. Like, I am 23 years old in 2024. So for the longest time, I've been able to track, you know, I was born 2001, right? So in 2002, I'm 1. In 2003, I'm 2. In 2022, I'm 21. In 2023, I'm 22. In 2024, I'm 23. It's like mad trippy in a lot of ways. But my family, my friends have been just so unbelievably supportive and kind and really, really, really motivating to me to try something, just to have a new idea. And not be afraid to share it with the world either. You know, I know I'm not getting the most views and likes and subscribers, but I feel like I'm in front of the world right now every time I do this, and it's really good for my heart, because, you know, I'm not getting spam messages or anything like that. Like, I'm kind of at peace, and I could just do the commentary and the VOD, and I can continue to yap and talk away as we watch Master Yoshida smack stones and trees for materials. Still unfortunate that we died to that player that way, but kind of makes sense. You know what I'm saying? We've been playing the game for almost 2 hours now. We haven't been coming close to a win. It'll be very, very hard to pull this one off. But I'm going to try to. I'm going to try to get one more good game in before I call it. I have been playing for a while. And it's actually what I've studied and learned as of recently. It's actually really, really unhealthy for your body to be up past normal hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, you always want to get a good 6 to 7, 8 hours of sleep. You know what I'm saying? So you want to try to go to bed as early as you can. 9:30, 10 p.m. is like a really good sweet spot time, at least for me. I love going to bed at 10 p.m., which is like fucking hypocritical as shit. It's like legitimately 9 minutes away from being 2 in the morning. So if you're here with me, thank you so much for stopping by. We're watching Master Yoshida right now take out other players. The last estimated queue time we had was around 3 minutes, I want to say. So if we're going to get into another ranked match, it's going to be now, within the next minute or so. So that's very, very, very exciting. I'm really, really excited just to play some more Fortnite. You know what I'm saying? This new season is really, really fun. I like the new weapons. I like the new map changes. I mean, the slight, small, subtle map changes. A lot more map changes came with the new chapter 5 itself. You guys are seriously the best, absolutely the best YouTube stealthxknight, your average Avengers defending YouTube stealthxknight streaming from the YouTube stealthxknight sanctuary. You guys are seriously incredibly marvelous. Like, I cannot thank you guys enough for all the love and support. I really can't. You know what I'm saying? There are certainly a lot of other people out there who do not have my subscriber count or my viewership numbers. So thank you for checking out my content, you guys. You guys are seriously the best. Absolutely the best. You know what I'm saying? I don't need people to come by my streams every single time and chat. Like, I just don't need that. And you know why I just don't need it? Because then I have to figure out how I'm gonna do this VOD or this stream based on when someone's showing up. Now look, I get it. People are gonna stop by and say, well, isn't the point of streaming so you can interact with people live? You're right. But as a small streamer, no one's trying to interact with me live, and I'm not trying to grow that audience by going live or uploading a bunch of YouTube videos to get, you know, like, no, look, I'm sitting back, I'm relaxing, and I'm letting things play out so I could see the bigger picture, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And you know, times are getting hard and times are getting difficult, and I only live once, and regret and things like that. But, you know, one thing that I've realized, you know, especially being a gamer, is you gotta play the game. You know, my football coach said that. You know, you guys need to stop worrying about how you look on film, X, Y, and Z. Just play the game, right? And he's talking all of this in reference to football, but football is a very physically taxing sport that requires 100% of your brain capacity, like at all times while you're playing. Otherwise, you can injure yourself by not protecting yourself the right way. I know this because I am a former football player. You know what I'm saying? I know positioning, right? I know spacing. So in order to fully execute a lot of these really cool ideas and things like that, you have to be willing, you have to be openly willing to accept the cause of change. Like why are things being caused to change in this situation, and what can you do about it? You know what I'm saying? We all have the power to do something. We all have a lot more power than we were led to believe, and we all got to embrace our powers. That's one of my favorite hashtag line skits running from Marvel's Avengers. Is hashtag embrace yourself, embrace your powers. I'm a fan. I'm a fan first and foremost. So I'm gonna keep fighting through it. Yeah, I shut my eyes. I'm dozing off a little bit because I'm yapping. So my energy is already lower than it normally is at peak performance for stealthxknight, but I can still yap. It's like my innate ability trait to just keep it fucking going. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna jump out of the battle bus and we're gonna keep it going. But starting here, I'm gonna focus up. I like streaming. I like gaming. I like content creating. And I still remember, I have a very fond memory of being in Spanish class in high school. A buddy of mine, I like to think we're buddies, you know. We know the same friends and stuff. We have the same friends. But you know, he's doing his thing. I'm doing my thing. You know, I don't legit talk to this guy at all. But he showed me on his phone, one of these really niche popular Fortnite streamer at the time called Ninja. Right when Fortnite had just released, right when we're playing the 3rd season with the astronaut skins, and he does the flippin' sexy emote. And like, ever since I saw that, I didn't specifically want to just play Fortnite to get kills and hit elims and stuff, but I wanted to play Fortnite just so I could just do this shit whenever I wanted to. You know, even if I didn't get an elimination on a guy or anything like that, I wanted to be able just to do this. Just hit an emote on some random ass fools and players. That's insane. We just got outplayed by that. He had the auto turret. That's crazy. The auto turret was just on point that much. What's the damage? Just dying off drop. 18%. I'm tired. I'm just so tired. I went from 27 to 18 all because these off drop spawns have not been kind to me lately. I mean, he's got the auto turret off drop. He's buying all this shield and shit. This guy is like ready to play this game out and win. This guy's insane, man. I tried to do as much damage as I could, but he snuck past me. Very good for this guy. That's just an unfortunate gunfight to get into, and against like a good player. But yeah, I like to stream and content create. It's not in the way that everyone else is doing it, because it's just like I would lose. I feel like, you know, when I first got into it, I was like, okay, you know what? There's a lot to do. I could, you know, I could do it this way, I could do it this way, but you know what? I gotta come into my own, right? And I've really been liking what I've been seeing lately, like the gameplay VODs that I've been getting, the streams, the viewerships that have been going up, the gameplay commentaries, like all that. Like I have felt like it is the path, right? I mentioned my last Fortnite stream about like I really do feel like I'm on the right path. That makes sense. Now, granted, everyone has a different path in life and a different purpose and such, but you know, when you gotta find it, and you gotta stick to your guns. Like I don't know, like I've just been seeing a lot lately that is speaking to me, you know, to my heart. You know what I mean? It's like it's close to my heart and my mind and my soul. Like I really feel all of this circulating my brain. So, I mean, shit, like just doesn't make it any easier, but you gotta have faith, you gotta hope, you gotta keep believing, and you always gotta look, you guys gotta find the brighter side. Look, I'm not a perfect human being, I'll repeat this again. You know what I'm saying? I was once a teenager, did a lot of stupid things then, but you know, pretty quickly, you know, as soon as you make these mistakes, as certainly I did, like I learned like, oh, focus up. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I made a lot of cheeky, dinky mistakes, but you know, I miss my friends. I really do miss them. But they're all doing their own thing right now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm never the person to wait around that much longer, if that makes sense. You know, like it's heartbreaking in a lot of ways, but it's the sad truth, because you know I gotta do things on my own. You know, I'm my own person. I always have been my own person. Okay, I've got my own birth date, right? I got my own name. I got my own way of thinking, and I like my own things, and I like my own way of doing things. You know what I'm saying? And it's everyone's like that, right? That's how relationships are built, is compromises and sacrifices. And for me, compromising and sacrificing has been something that I haven't quite fully understood. I just haven't, you know. I'm a student of film, college, and all these things, but you know, a very real relationship is something that I've never been around at all, really, because you know, if someone's gonna show you that relationship, they are showing it to you currently. Is it me and this guy in this Fortnite Battle Royale game? No, you know, he's driving in a storm, which is a really crazy idea to do, but it makes sense. And I'm spectating him. But I guarantee you, like, you know, this Castle Doom won't be the iconic. I mean, I'm looking, you know, it's cool, it's alright. A lot of cool Easter eggs, but it definitely does feel like Disney MCU-ified, like Disney MCU-ified Doctor Doom a little bit in this map, with all its detailings and structures, and that guy's just getting lasered out of nowhere. Yep. Well, GG's. I'm almost 5 minutes into spectating this guy, and I played way too much Battle Royale. Enough sticking around trying to get that win. It's super early in the morning for me, guys. What, nearly a 2-hour Fortnite Battle Royale Absolute Doom Marvel stream? Guys, I appreciate all your love and support. A little bit of love is a lot of support that goes a long way here on YouTube stealthxknight, in the YouTube stealthxknight streaming sanctuary. I am your average Avengers defending YouTube stealthxknight, streaming in the YouTube stealthxknight sanctuary. Thank you for all your love and support, you guys. Here are my ranked stats this season. I'm currently in elite peak rank. 5 Victory Royale so far. Peace. I'm out. Love you all. I'll see you in the next one.